See, there are three books of thought. That is Geographical Thought by R.D. Dixit, by Sudipta Adhikari, and by Majid Hussain. Right? Most of the toppers and the teachers will tell you this. He Sudipta Adhikari padho. But Sudipta Adhikari teachers इसलिए बोलते हैं because most of the teachers teach from Majid Hussain. So nobody is going to tell their source. Secondly, सुदीप्ता अधिकारी टॉपर्स इसलिए बोलते हैं क्योंकि उनका सब कुछ हुआ होता है and then extra value addition के लिए they can ask you to read through the Sudipta Adhikari or R.D. Dixit. But the basic book has to be Majid Hussain because your entire syllabus has been designed as per the Majid Hussain ka book. इसमें if you look at the syllabus, there is no mention of dichotomies in geography, which is the first topic of your syllabus. There is no mention of dualism. This book is more like an interaction between the geographers. मतलब उन्होंने क्या dialogues बोले हैं, क्या कहा है, उसके लिए ये book है. So this is the least preference वाला book. सुदीप्ता अधिकारी में से 2-3 topics जो अच्छे हैं, जो मुझे अच्छे लगते हैं, I'll give you उसका xerox pages. But no need of buying. You can buy only one book. मुझे इसमें से time geography वो सब ज़्यादा पसंद आता है. Rather than so welfare geography is better here. So जो modern geographical thoughts है, they are very good in the Sudipta Adhikari book. But exam के लिए this is the best book, Majid Hussain, because language is very simple. हाँ थोड़ा boring है in the terms कि first part is very boring. The contributions of Greeks, contributions of Romans, the contributions of Arabs, the contributions of Indians, the contributions of Chinese, British, then German, etc. That is very boring, but you are not supposed to do that. In this book, you are supposed to do chapter number 8, dichotomy and between determinism and possibilism. Chapter 8. Chapter 9, complete. Chapter 10. Chapter 12. 8, 9, 10 and 12. And from chapter 7, you should do, that we will cover in the class, but you should do some specific geographers such as Ratzel, R-A-T-Z-E-L, page 159. I'll tell you the other pages also of Majid Hussain, 159, 163, 167, वही इंडेक्स में मार्क कर लो. You look in the chapter 7 का index, 167, 172, 178, 185, 186, 186, 187, फेवरेट है यूपीएससी का, 187, 192, 193. What is this topic? This topic is humanities, and because it is humanities, it is not to everyone's liking. Fine? So not to everyone's liking means इसमें बातें हैं, यहाँ की बात वहाँ करना, यहाँ की बात वहाँ करना, abstract बातें करना, and abstract बातें करके conclusion निकालना, right? Abstract बातें करके conclusion निकालना. So this is that topic, and therefore maybe people find it difficult in geography because you talk about some abstract things in this, but this is very interesting subject in the terms of and very easy. That is the geographical thought, and it will talk about the evolution of the geography, the geographical thought. Why you require thought in geography? To To give it a shape of a discipline means? So by thought you give कि ये subject का scope क्या है, what is this going to study? A subject cannot study everything on the earth, fine, any subject. But you take an example of this subject known as geography. Why syllabus is so vast? Because physical geography is actual geography, right? Oceanography, climatology and biogeography. यहाँ पे syllabus खत्म हो जाना चाहिए था geography का. Once you study geomorphology, once you study oceanography, once you study climatology, it should have finished. But with the coming up of quantitative revolution, economics के models and theories आ गए. So there is economics in this, in the terms of models and theories, where you locate the industries, where you locate some business, where you locate XYZ. Then with the coming up of psychology, इसने behavioral geography study करना शुरू कर दिया. And geography became very, very famous with the rise of colonialism. There were two things for this. The early colonialism में, when the countries started capturing the smaller countries, they wanted exact maps, they wanted exact description, they wanted exact climatic conditions, and they started creating the scholars of geography. So you will study, you will see that earlier geography scholars, for example, one of the biggest scholars of the geography of the modern times was Ratzel, who gave the concept of organic state, that is the state as an organism. इसका मतलब क्या है, state as an organism? What is organism? Organism means we are organisms. So हमें खाना लगता है for the growth. So he said that state is also an organism. And because the state has to grow and the resources are very, very limited. Resources are limited. India में जितनी resources है, population is going to consume it. And if India has to grow, it has to capture the smaller organisms. So he said that state is an organism, and if the state has to grow, that is state matlab nation has to grow, it should capture the surrounding smaller nations. Understanding? This is the concept of the Ratzel. And unfortunately, he was a political advisor of Hitler. Fine? And as a result of this, what it happened? Second World War. And Ratzel was inspired from Chanakya, who says that your immediate enemy, your immediate neighbor is always going to be your enemy. चाणक्य की फिलोसॉफी है जो आपका इमीडिएट नेबर है, मतलब घर के पास वाला नहीं, इमीडिएट नेबरिंग कंट्री इज ऑलवेज गोइंग टू बी योर एनिमी. व्हाई? बिकॉज एज you will grow, you will look at to capture that region. So India and Pakistan can never be friends, India and China can never be friends. India and Afghanistan will be friends because Afghanistan का immediate neighbor is Pakistan and that is उसका enemy. So though enemies become friends, but tomorrow suppose if India captures Pakistan, India will become the neighbor of Afghanistan and India will become the enemy of Afghanistan. So India and Iran are the friends. That is the concept of Ratzel. The state has to grow. Understanding? So this is what is the behavioral geography, and therefore as they started capturing, they wanted to understand climate, climate के बाद they wanted to understand people, people के बाद they wanted to understand the behavior of the people, and this gave rise to the concept of human geography. Today where is the behavioral geography used? Today behavioral geography is used in elections. Fine? To understand the voting pattern, to understand the urbanization pattern, to understand how what is the needs of the people, etc. So आजकल ये behavioral geography का बहुत ज़्यादा concept है. Then the next thing in the geography, so behavioral geography comes from psychology. जो भी psychology का spelling है. Then जबरदस्ती इसमें एग्रीकल्चर भी डाल दिया, एग्रीकल्चरल ज्योग्राफी. फिर द पर्सन हु इज गोइंग टू बी एवरीवेयर इज मार्क्स. सो मार्क्सियन ज्योग्राफी आ गया. ही गेव द कंसेप्ट ऑफ पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ इन ज्योग्राफी. व्हाट इज द मार्क्सियन कंसेप्ट ऑफ पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ? देयर आर टू काइंड्स ऑफ पीपल इन द सोसाइटी, रिच एंड पुअर. व्हाट आर द रिच नोन एज? Marxian word. Bourgeois. And the lower class is known as working class, proletariat. So there is always a capitalist class or bourgeois, and there is always a proletariat. Capitalist class has the control of resources, and therefore they own the means of production, while the working class has no control of resources, because they do not own the means of production. So if they want money, Marx कहता है the working class has no option other than multiplication of labor in the terms of more and more children. इसलिए they will give birth to more and more children. And the capitalist class जो है, because they want to control the resources and they want to control the capital, so they will give rise to the few children, will develop them very well, will educate them so that they can become the next control of resources. While the labor class जो है, because they don't have any resources, वो अपने बच्चे बढ़ाते जाएंगे and they will work as labor, they will not get any good education, and as a result of this they will remain poor. So this is how the capitalist class will always control the labor class. Understanding? This is what is the Marxian theory. तो कहाँ पे आता है? In the terms of population geography. Population geography के बाद, so this is the concept of sociology which came in geography. And उसके बाद came the concept of settlements in geography, that is the town planning, and with the result of urbanization. I have given you one example in the applied geomorphology how the urbanization came in geography. And lastly, with the coming of environment and ecology, the biology came in geography, in the terms of environment and ecology. So what you can see, geography, which generally we think is the description of only the places on the earth, is basically a synthesis of many subjects, and no doubt the syllabus is very vast. If had there been original geography, आज हमारा last day होता lecture का. Understanding? This is what the original geography is. Original geography in the terms of geomorpho, climato, oceano. Fine? This is what, why there should be agricultural geography. There is a subject known as agriculture. Why there should be economic geography. There is a subject known as economics. Why there should be environment and ecology. There is a subject known as biology. There is a subject known as sociology. There is a subject known as psychology. Fine? But ये जो दो subjects है, public administration and geography, these are not original subjects. These are derived subjects. And as a result of this, ये derived subjects है, ये सब में से Indian Constitution की तरह उठाएंगे अपने मन की चीज़ें and कहेंगे कि हम एक subject हो गए. Fine? So this is what has happened, and therefore this subject has enriched in discipline. We can say enriched in discipline, not increased in this thing. But the original geography which was there, सबसे पहले the original geography came in Greek. Greeks were the pioneers of many things, and Greeks में, who is the father of geography? Herodotus. Then? Plato. Who is the father of the subject you are studying? नहीं है, फोटो नहीं है. Hicasius. Hicasius is the father of geography. Hicasius से पहले Thales of Miletus. इससे पहले Homer. So one of the classical geographies, this is what is known as an ancient geography in the Greek, starts from Homer. वैसे geography is a very old subject because it is nothing but description of the parts. Homer is famous for what? Yes. He wrote Iliad and OAC. What are this? What are Iliad and OAC? This is So it is nothing but Eastern European countries ka or Romans ka or Ramayana and Mahabharata, similar to that. Fine? These are one of the biggest texts of the Roman Empire, Iliad and OAC. And as I said, it is about war and this is about journey. because this is about war, it has nothing to do except कि sunrise का time क्या होगा, sunset का time क्या होगा. Fine. And because this is about the journey, it describes the world. This is nothing but describes the regional geography. So example, if you want to study the geography from old Indian texts, we have Ramayana. जहाँ जहाँ Ram went, उसके बारे में the proper description is given. Then when the Ram stays in the Dandakaranya plateau, while Ram goes down, it describes about the deciduous forest and the wildlife of this region. When the Ram reaches to the south, he sees the monsoon winds are coming from the south, southwest monsoon. So he takes shelter in the caves near Nasik. Understanding? So this is what the Homer was, one of the first geographers, but Homer we cannot say a proper geographer. And this Greeks and Romans always believed in one thing, that earth is round and the center of the world is Greece. हमें ये सब लिखने की जरूरत नहीं, सिर्फ सुन लो अभी. The center of the world is Greece, earth is round, the southern part of the world is Mediterranean Sea, the northern part of the world is Europe, and we are the center of the world. Homer used to believe that earth is round, sky is a concave shaped disc, and it is supported by 4 pillars. So sky is resting on the earth upon the 4 pillars, and one of the pillar which he could see was Atlas Mountains. Understanding? He considered one of the pillar as Atlas Mountains, क्योंकि कुछ पता ही नहीं था. They used to stay here. Fine? And उनको दिखता था, they used to know about this region. So this was one of the pillar in which sky is supported. Sun rises fresh every morning after taking bath in the Mediterranean Sea and then sets into the Mediterranean Sea. This was the idea of geography of Homer. Fine? इससे क्या पता लग रहा है? Is it descriptive or is it analytical? Descriptive. Focus हो रहा है on human geography or focus हो रहा है only on the physical geography? Physical geography. So we should know Romans etc. That is why this book में से काम की चीजें क्या है? It starts from the page here and this much is the काम की चीजें. ये सब बिल्कुल काम की नहीं है. Understanding? So don't get afraid by the size of this book. This is the only part which is required. We should do from this book. This is a very small topic. Second, the Homer. This is who is the Homer. Fine? He was the poet. And then after that, he described the 4 winds they were present in the world, and he used to say कि north की कैसी wind होगी, west की कैसी. That is, I just want you to remember, the Greek geography was descriptive in nature with the focus on the physical geography. Fine? ये कहाँ पे काम आएगा? In the introduction of our topic of the exam, dichotomy between dualisms in geography, that is physical geography versus that is the human geography. Then came one of the biggest person who was a merchant, what is known as the Thales of Miletus. Thales of Miletus, why is it famous, Thales of Miletus? Thales of Miletus is the person who invented geometry, right? He invented geometry. Thales, Miletus angle. उसी ने कहा था कि isosceles triangle has 2 equal angles. उसी ने कहा था कि when you cut the circle into 2 parts, diameter क्या है, radius क्या है, it is the Thales. क्यों ये सब कहा था? Reason was he was a merchant, and because of the merchant he used to travel long. When he used to travel long, he wanted to understand the distances, and therefore Thales basically is known for the geometry, but in geography we study, because of his geometry, he exactly predicted how eclipses are formed. कब था Thales of Miletus? Thales of Miletus lived in 7th century BC. Fine? And then Thales का disciple, one of the disciple was Anaximander. Right? Anaximander is credited for making the first world map. Getting it? This is the first world map drawn to the scale. And therefore, what you see in the Greeks started the tradition of the mathematical geography, cartography. Anaximander का famous pupil or disciple is Pythagoras. And you study उसका theorem, that is the Pythagoras theorem. Right? And then came the father of geography, that is Hecasius. Hecasius said, ये सब पागल है, there is no pillar, there is nothing, earth is round, Greece is the center of the world, and they all believed that earth is in the form of a disk. Fine? But Hecasius wrote the first book on geography, that is the description of worlds, that is Geo Odyssey, in which he talks about the Nile Delta, he talks about the winds, he talks about the soil, he talks about the different forms, जहाँ जहाँ तक वो गया था, and he talks about Atlas Mountains, he talks about Africa, he talks about eastern part, but he does not talk about Western Europe or UK, मतलब वो वहाँ पे गया नहीं है. Fine? But who is the father of geography? That is the Hecasius, and he gives proper description of the local winds in the Mediterranean Sea. जो भी हमने पढ़ी है, Levanter, Sirocco, etc. It was given by Hecasius. Description, not the reason, not the cause. Then Hecasius के लिए this was the world. ये diagrams तो सब बनाने की ज़रूरत है. I am just telling you. This was the world. There was one continent known as Europa. बीच में एक सी थी known as Tethys और Mediterranean Sea, and नीचे एक continent था known as Libya. Fine? They used to believe कि we live in the center of the world, that is Greece. हमारे ऊपर यूरोप है, हमारे नीचे लिबिया, and हमारे साइड में ओशन है in the form of the Atlantic Ocean, हमारे साइड में दूसरा ओशन है in the form of Caspian Sea. Fine? This was their idea of the world. Then Hecasius के बाद came this person, that is Herodotus. और इसकी लाइन हमें बात बात यूज करनी पड़ेगी. Why is Herodotus known for? Why is Herodotus known for? Herodotus is the father of history. Father means who laid the foundation of the subject by writing some valuable material जिससे interest develop हुआ and helped in the development of the subject. That is what is the father of the subject. Obviously they did not give birth to the subject. इसका famous line is, all history must be treated geographically. And all geography must be treated historically. Can you tell me the meaning? I am telling you, geomorphology, climate, ये बहुत आसान लगेगा. It is बच्चों वाला खेल. You will feel कि क्यों मैंने पॉल साइंस नहीं लिया. Entire pol science is this, or entire sociology is this, entire pol science, entire public administration. You will regret taking geography after. ये इतने आसान वो subjects है, तो मैं फालतू में डर रहा था. What is the meaning of this line? Meaning of this line is, history decides the, geography decides the history of a region, history decides the geography of a region. For example, geography of this subcontinent, maybe by king who was not strong in the northwest, did not take up the care of the northwest, decided the history of this region by allowing Greeks, by allowing Mughals, by allowing sultanates, rulers to come and capture India. After they came and captured India, history change हो गई India की. Fine? Or India was something which was very different before the came of British, but history now divides the subcontinent into India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, etc. Fine? So this is the meaning, and as a result of this, history के साथ geography जुड़ने लग गया. Means the geopolitics, the study of the geopolitics started coming up. Fine? And then one of the biggest geographers of his time was Alexander the Great. That is the King Alexander. Why? Because wherever he went, he studied the regions of the subject, wrote in the books, and made a special people who used to give him the idea of the geography of the region or the geography of the subject, and then he has to decide ki how to conquer. So when he died, he left an huge idea of the world, because इनसे पहले जो भी geographers था उनके लिए Europe was the north continent, Mediterranean Sea was the center part of the world, and Libya was the southern part. किसी को पता ही नहीं था कि there is Asia, किसी को पता नहीं था there is Africa. When Alexander started conquering the world, they started realizing the world is very big, and therefore the interest in the geography increased. Getting it? And then came one of the, again a person of the mathematical geographer, that is Eratosthenes. You can see he is focusing on maths. बाल भी उड़ गए इसके. So he developed the system of what we study, latitudes and longitudes. Fine, latitudes and longitudes. ये सब बातें कब की हो रही है? 276 BC. Fine, and he was the first person to calculate the circumference of the earth, and also to draw a meridian, but obviously that meridian used to pass through Greece. And then थोड़े ये complex लोग आने लग गए after the finish of the Greek Empire, that is the Roman geographers, and यहाँ से geography का proper beginning हो गया in the terms of Strabo. He said, Strabo said, geography is science and history is history is just describing the chronology. When you study the causes, etc. of the chronology, it becomes geography. Understanding the meaning of these words? Geography is a chronological science, history is a chronological description. I'm showing you the photos here. Ptolemy, किसके लिए famous है? Ptolemy. You see how the world map has increased. अब इनको क्या क्या पता लगने लग गया? They started knowing Ethiopia, Libya के थोड़ा नीचे. They started knowing Arabia. They started knowing India. You see the shape of India. The land beyond Indus River. It is not today's shape. It includes all the regions which is beyond Indus, which includes Pakistan, Sri Lanka, India, present day India, and right up to the, that is the Bangladesh and Burma. And all the region, they were not knowing China. Even if you go, see, आजकल इतना Hindu-Muslim debate is occurring, etc. So if you go to many European countries which are not that rich, if you go to Israel, if you go to East European countries, whether you are Hindu or Muslim, they will call you Hindu only. Hindu means he has come from land of Indus River. Fine? आज भी ये word use होता है. And we are fighting on that things. So this is why, because Roman Empire था वो, and Roman empires के लिए the land beyond Indus is India. The only problem is they could not spell S. आज भी वो S नहीं बोल सकते. That is their mother tongue. S को वो H कहते हैं. So for them, Sindhu became Hindu river, and this region became Hindustan. Understanding? This region became Hindustan. And Romans started measuring, they started going into different parts, but one of the biggest descriptions of the geography was given by Arabs. When the Arabs were traders, and basically because they were traders, they wanted to study the regions. And when the Arab world became very strong, when they got united and they started capturing the trade routes को capture करने के बाद they started capturing the Roman Empire and they started trading, they wanted to know the different regions of the world. And because of this, Arab kings sent numerous missionaries, and these missionaries started studying Greek and Roman text. They converted it into their language at Baghdad and gave numerous theories of geography. For example, one of the biggest geographer was Al-Masudi, who gave the concept of Islamic brotherhood and who gave the concept of astronomy, Arabs came up in the regions of deserts, and because they came up in the regions of deserts, the sky was always clear. Because the sky was always clear, they started studying the sky, movement of stars, and therefore mathematical geography se focus shift ho gaya towards astronomy. Understanding? Because they were traders, they went from one place to another, and therefore they had to know the weather of a region, and hence second mathematical geography se focus shift हुआ towards climatology. So climatology as a discipline was developed by Arabs, and इसीलिए आज भी हम word use करते हैं monsoon, which means मौसम. Fine? Understanding? Indian monsoon or मौसम. So this is what is the Al-Masudi. कुछ नहीं, voyages, expeditions, oceans. Then came one of the biggest, that is Al-Biruni. Al-Biruni was a scholar in Arabian, Arabic, Greek, Hebrew, Syriac, Roman, Persian, and Sanskrit languages. He was a scholar in these languages, and he studied all those books, and he also came and studied in India for 30 years. He said in India, he established the system of madrasas in India, and over the period of time, he wrote one of the biggest book, that is Rakshat-Hind, the description of Indian geography. One of the standard books which describes the geomorphology of India. Fine? Then came Al-Idrisi, जिसने इस पे काम किया in the southern, in the Africa, and came next Ibn Battuta. You will study this in the medieval India. Ibn Battuta. He came in India during whose period? And then, see, now understand, we started from the BC, then we came to the AD, that is the Christian era. Christian era mein, Rome, after the fall of Roman Empire, priestly class ke paas there was a power, and because of the priestly class, they did not support the development of science. Because if they support the development of science, people will question, they will lose the authority. कहीं पे भी, चाहे वो Romans में होने दो, चाहे वो India में होने दो. Brahmins never allowed anyone to, I don't know how many Brahmins are there in the class, but Brahmins never allowed anyone to study. They used to tell that if you cross the sea, Arabian Sea or Indian Ocean, you will not die. You will become, मतलब आपका धर्म भ्रष्ट हो जाएगा. There will be no religion. क्यों? Because if you travel, you will get knowledge. If you get knowledge, you will come back to India and question their authority. Understanding? अच्छा. So it is nothing. See, it is not against Brahmins or anything. जो caste उस समय dominant होता, वो अपना power पकड़ के रखता. Fine? Understanding this? So it is not, and this happened even in the Eastern ages. This happened in the Eastern, that is Western countries, in the period which is between 5th century to 15th century, which is known as the dark ages of the Europe, especially from the 10th century to 15th century, when Galileo को फांसी दे दी गई थी, न्यूटन को अलाउ नहीं किया था, because it was the rule of the priestly class. That was also the dark ages in India, but that was the golden period in Arabs, in the Arabic world. In the Arabic world, as the golden period started, why? Because they captured all these countries and they started studying their literature. चाहे वो संस्कृत literature होने दो, चाहे वो Roman literature होने दो. With the Renaissance in Europe, the authority was questioned, and as the authority was questioned, came one of the most, and यहाँ से geography starts becoming more and more complex. And one of the, so पहले था classical period of Greek, Romans, and Arabs. Not in our syllabus now. 2008 May it was there in the syllabus. That is why this book has everything. Fine? Then came the post-classical period or pre-modern period of the geography, and it was dominated by one person in any subject, and that is what is known as Immanuel whether it is pol science, whether it is geography, whether it is history, whether it is ethics, whether it is any subject, it is the Kant who dominated this. And Kant gave one of the famous statement. This is what is the Immanuel Kant. Kant gave one of the famous statement, that is, history differs from geography only in the consideration of time and space. History differs from geography only in the consideration of time and space. Fine? When it is mechimander, that is follows each other, it is history. When it is more analytical, it is geography, and इसलिए geography started developing, and there came the interest in geography. So Kant का philosophy वो सब क्या है, उसमें time waste करने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. But Kant के बाद यहाँ से अपना syllabus शुरू हो रहा है. See, I have covered this. ये बिल्कुल नहीं पढ़ना है इसलिए. Fine? Kant के बाद our syllabus starts to some extent, and these are the क्या लिखा है, founders of modern geographical thought, and इसमें one of the biggest person is Alexander von Humboldt, a person who was born in extremely rich family, who was the son of aristocrat. So he started studying medicine. Interest नहीं रहा, he switched to biology. Interest नहीं रहा, he switched to chemistry. Interest नहीं रहा, he switched to mathematics. Interest नहीं रहा, he switched to law. अभी कुछ भी नहीं करने में तो घर से बाहर निकाल दिया गया. I am telling you the reality. Fine? कुछ भी नहीं कर रहा है तो घर से बाहर निकाल दिया गया. तो भटक रहा था. भटकते भटकते he saw, पैसा तो बहुत था घर पे. He was extremely rich, and therefore पिताजी ने कहा तुझे कुछ नहीं करना है, you go away. Fine? And he took money from the father and he started roaming the world. Roaming the world, he developed interest in geography. Fine? Why there are certain phenomena, etc. Understanding? And then he started developing the cosmology. See, he was a good student, but not interested in the system of education. He was good reader also, and therefore he gave one of the biggest thoughts of the geography and developed a world map. Getting it? He developed the world map. And he was basically interested in cosmos. He gave the concept of universe, person. When you study anything in the universe that is outside your body, it is geography. When you study anything in your body, it is biology. Understanding? And thus, and Kant ka one of the biggest friend, one of the best friend of Kant is Karl Ritter. He used to consider Kant as a guru. Now, Karl Ritter comes from exactly opposite background. His father died earlier, his mother was a labor, and therefore Ritter ने खुद से पढ़ाई की. Kant क्या था? पढ़ाई नहीं की, because he came from very rich background. Ritter ने खुद से पढ़ाई की. Ritter ने खुद से पढ़ाई की, तो he also learned many subjects, just like Three Idiots. कभी एक classroom में जाके, कभी एक classroom में जाके, and overall he became the master in geography to such an extent कि he was the HOD of Department of Geography of Germany. Understanding? He became the head of the Department of Geography of Germany, and he told that geography is scientific, but there are two ways of studying geography. So Ritter क्या, understanding what Kant is saying? Kant is saying anything that is outside your body is geography and you should study that. Ritter is saying, yes, Kant, anything that is outside the geography you should study that, but you should also compare कि why x is different from y is different from z is different from a is different from b and c. So he gave the concept of systematic geography, matlab world geography, Kant, and Ritter gave the concept of regional geography. Understanding? Ritter gave the concept of regional geography. Ritter gave the concept of unity in diversity. Unity in diversity. You should study always the diversity, and there is a one fundamental unity, that is what is the unity in geography. And then जिसने geography का change कर दिया, that is Charles Darwin. Darwin was the student of Ritter. Understanding? Darwin was the student of Ritter, and Darwin gave the concept of origin of species, and with the origin of species he changed the entire concept of geography. ये geography इससे पहले था mathematical, इससे पहले था descriptive, इससे पहले था the storytelling, voyages, map making, cartography. This was only geography. Kant ने थोड़ा उसको systematic बनाने की कोशिश की, Ritter ने उसको regional बनाने की कोशिश की, but the geography was not developed. But when the Charles Darwin gave Origin of Species, there was so much influence of Charles Darwin that people started studying the natural laws, and they started applying the natural laws to each and everything. And they used to believe that survival of the fittest, of the nature is controlling everything. And thus, geography maybe they started studying the nature and how it is geography, not how human beings are developed. That is ecology. This is geography, right? And they started studying. हम कौन सा सब्जेक्ट कर रहे हैं? Geography. Darwin was ecology. क्या डिफरेंस है? लॉजी मीन्स बायोलॉजी, जियोलॉजी. What do you mean by logy? Logy is scientific study of anything. Graphy is description. इसीलिए Thevartha criticized Thornwright. You understanding? अब आपके आंसर्स you will have to understand कहाँ पे कैसे यूज करते हो. So geography is description. Geography is not equations, stats, mathematics. ये लॉजी में आना चाहिए. सब्जेक्ट का नाम ही है ग्राफी, हिस्टोग्राफी, कार्टोग्राफी. Geography means description in a very simplified manner. You describe what is present on the earth, geography. You study what is present below the earth, geology. Geography में एक ही लॉजी है, that is climatology. That is why it is tough. It has so much facts. It is so descriptive. Understanding? So Charles Darwin में के origin के बाद they were so influenced कि they started studying everything on the basis of the laws of the nature, and this gave rise to the concept of determinism. That is, everything is determined by the nature. Nature has a plan and nature will decide everything. And all will have to follow the rules of the nature. And one of the biggest disciples of Darwin was Lewis. We studied him. The second biggest disciple of Darwin was Radziel, who gave the concept of organic state. What is Darwin ka philosophy? Survival of the fittest, fine, by adaptation. So Radziel कहता है the fittest state should survive. And what is the meaning of survival of the fittest? The one who is fit will survive, the other will be removed by the nature. What? Anything. Survival of the fittest. Tigers, birds, animals, it is the survival of the fittest. One who is fit will be surviving, जो unfit है, it will be killed by the nature. How it will be killed by the nature? उसको कोई hunt कर लेगा, उसको कोई मार देगा. That is what is known as survival of the fittest. UPSC, survival of the fittest. क्या है ये exam? Survival of the fittest है. One, and what is this survival of the fittest? One of the rule is adaptation. If you can adapt to the demand of this exam, you will sail through. If you cannot adapt, extinction. Humans में इसलिए नहीं है क्योंकि पहले 3 अटेम्प्ट थे, अब 4 हो गए, 4 के 6 हो गए. तो we get more chances in humans, fine. But in the birds, animal kingdoms नहीं है. जितना डल है बच्चा उतना ज़्यादा ट्यूशन्स, उसके बाद भी उतना डल है बच्चा तो मैनेजमेंट सीट, मैनेजमेंट कोटा, फाइन. So humans में it is not the survival of the fittest. Humans में it is Gandhiji which is surviving, fine. But in the other things, so organic state से he gave the concept of that is geopolitics. Fine, don't write anything. Or because he was started studying the state and the surrounding region, he laid the foundations of anthropogeography. Anthropogeography means human geography. पहले क्या था? फिजिकल ज्योग्राफी. फिर क्या था? डिस्क्रिप्शन. अब डार्विन के बाद थियरी बिल्डिंग, डेविस, थियरी बिल्डिंग इन जियोपॉलिटिक्स. फाइन. एंड देन ही लेड द फाउंडेशंस ऑफ एंथ्रोपोजियोग्राफी. गेटिंग इट? सो इसमें रैडजेल आ जाता है. यू कैन स्टडी. देखो कितना भयानक दिखता है रैडजेल. सो ऑब्वियसली he advised Hitler कि the Germany should be the fittest, and because he advised Hitler that Germany should be the fittest, Hitler identified all the people who are disabled and killed them. Fine? Because they are unfit. Germany को weak बनाएंगे. Hitler did not allow love marriages. Right? Why? They used to check what is the male, what is the female. The best of the genes should combine to give rise to the strongest children or soldier. Love marriage में you become blind, you don't study it scientifically. Fine? India में also we do that, but in an unscientific way. Love marriage नहीं. If it is an arranged marriage, it is scientific determinism, nothing else. Arranged marriage में नहीं. Some community में arranged marriage never happens in the same community. You check your gotra. Fine? Arranged marriage में you give the name of your uncle, you give the name of your bua, your auntie, you give the name of your mama. Why it is this? They will look at each and every lineage. They will check कि इसमें is there any defect in any lineage. अगर defect है, this is what is determinism. Fine? This is what is determinism. It is bad, it is good, I am not considering. Understand what is known as determinism. Right? Love marriage में nothing is checked. It is only this thing. Love marriage is good provided it is happening between persons who are very far. Fine? It is happening here, it is going to give bad genes. If it is happening between the persons who are very far away, genetic variety जितनी ज़्यादा है उतना stronger is the offspring. Getting it? So if a Kashmiri marries Tamilian, the child will be the brilliant. Fine? Understanding? So this is what this school, that everything is determined by the nature, is what is known as determinism. And one of the followers of Ratzel is known as Penck, who applied the determinism ka principle to geomorphology. Fine? Penck, we have studied him in detail. But Ratzel was influenced, this is what is the German school. So कभी-कभी question आता है contribution of the German school, कभी-कभी आता है American school. Now we are धीरे-धीरे coming to the syllabus. And Ratzel was influenced in America, and one of the biggest disciple of Ratzel was Alan Churchill Semple. I'll show you uska photo. Alan Churchill Semple. That is the Alan Semple. Fine? Alan Semple was so much influenced by the Ratzel that she became the follower of determinism. And उसने extreme determinism लेके आई. Means later on when Ratzel realized कि determinism से ज़्यादा भी अच्छा है कुछ तो, so Alan Semple ने अपना गुरु change कर लिया. Fine? She was so much follower of Ratzel, she left America, settled in Germany. And later on in the old stages of life, when Ratzel started focusing on human geography, उसने कहा Ratzel कुछ काम का नहीं. She went back to USA and started practicing the determinism. I will just read how she is a strong believer of determinism. Man is a product of the earth's surface. This means not merely that he is the child of the earth, but dust of her dust, And this earth has mothered him, fed him, set him the task. Earth has only given him the task, directed his thoughts, given him difficulties so that his body will be strengthened and his intellect will be sharpened. Given him the problems of navigation and irrigation, and at the same time has given the hints, or whispered the hints, not given, whispered the hints for the solution. She has entered into his bone, tissue, mind and soul on the mountainous regions. ये dialogues याद रखने हैं, ये questions आते हैं, right? This dialogues comes as a questions. On the mountainous regions, she has given him leg muscles full of iron to climb, made his character very honest. Fine. On the coast, she has made him weak and fat. Fine. But instead of body strength, has given him open mind, wide chest and imagination. But in the river valley, such as India, Gangetic Valley की बात कर रही हो, where the land is very fertile and there is all round calm conditions, where the land is so fertile that he does not have to even use his sweat. Nature has made him narrow-minded in his outlook. Nature has made him dull in his character, and nature has made him dishonest. Understanding? So, कुछ नहीं, इनका कहना है कि जैसे जितना ज़्यादा नेचर डिफिकल्ट है उतना ज़्यादा ये तो अभी तक ख़त्म नहीं हुआ है. So, this is what is, and she was highly critical of India and Indians. And then came Huntington. Huntington gave rise to the subject which is known as climatic determinism. Ki everything is determined by the climate. Fine? And he wrote the book Civilizations and Climate, Pulse of Asia, and which is one of the best read book abhi tak. That is the Pulse of Asia. He says weather influences man's energy and the various levels of civilization. The climate and the weather best suited to the intellectual and manual activities is where there is a change of seasons. Jitne zyada there will be change of seasons, utna more person will see the changes in the weather, and utna more he will be vigorous in his activities. Moreover, the civilization and the intellectual has always shifted towards the cooler climates. Kahan ke hai ye? Europe ke hai. So everything has shifted there, and the best condition for work is 20 degrees Celsius, British type of climate, right? With the variable atmospheric conditions like temperate cyclonic weather, high mental and physical efficiencies, and there this tells about the advancements of Europeans. On the other hand, Indians, because of the dull weather, because of the fertile soil, sample ka disciple hai, are meant to be ruled. They are, so I will not read everything, they are meant to be ruled. They do not have fighting spirit, and they will never ever go against any empire. They will always be slaves. ये उसके words है. Right? क्यों? क्योंकि हमें काम करने की आदत ही नहीं है. क्योंकि इतनी ज़्यादा fertile है soil. So this is not true today. But जब population नहीं था, you can think maybe this is true also. Fine? And he says कि anywhere where the climatic conditions are very difficult, people will come together, and there will be team spirit, there will be working spirit, and as a result of this, democracy, political institutions, ये सब यूरोप में ही डेवलप हो जाएंगे. On other hand, where there is a very good soil, whether it is Asia, whether it is Africa, people don't have to come together, so they won't be honest, and as a result of this, यहाँ पे हमेशा kings, छोटे-छोटे kings रहेंगे. Getting it? And over the period of time, these things kept on happening, but so we are talking about the determinism, that is the nature is supreme. Understanding? Everything is determined by the nature, your work, your thought, etc. As against this, the French school of thought, जहाँ पे ideas of liberalization, the ideas of liberal thinking, etc. came, said that nature is not supreme. And the famous statement of their school of thought is, there are only possibilities and no necessities. Means it is only possibilities and no necessities. This school of thought, which keeps humans as supreme, is what is known as possibilism, which is the biggest contribution of French geographers. And the person who gave the French geographer, the person who was, that is the is Vidal de la Blache. The school, he was not the, he did not give the concept of possibilism, but he developed the concept of possibilism. उसने कहा कि in Denmark everywhere the land is fertile, and if the deterministic school is there, then each and every farm should have same production. But why the production varies? Production varies because the level of motivation varies. Production varies because the hard work varies, and therefore humans can do anything. He said that humans have converted deserts into the cities. He has converted deserts into green fields, and he had taken an example, and उसने कहा it is all depends upon the hard work of an individual and never the nature. Nature will only direct, but nature will not determine your destiny. This is what the school of possibilism says. So they ये कहते हैं कि destiny is with the nature, determinism. इसलिए the word is determinism. It is already predetermined. ये कहते हैं कोई determination नहीं. It is all on the hard work, and therefore there are only possibilities on no necessities. And because of this, Vidal de la Blache laid the foundations of economic geography. How economic geography? They started studying the land कि यहाँ पे fertile क्यों है, यहाँ पे fertile होने के बाद why there is less production, why this is no fertile but there is more production, and as a result of this came the concepts of economic geography. So this is the dichotism in geography and dualism in geography. Now what do you mean by dichotomy? The word dichotomy. Dichotomy means separation. In geography there is no dichotomy, but in many subjects there is dichotomy. Dichotomy means subject is only this. What I believe, geography मतलब physical geography. I don't believe human geography. GS में तो मैं इतना human geography पढ़ाता भी नहीं हूँ, बोलता हूँ खुद पढ़ लो. Why? Because conceptual क्या है? Physical geography, right? Human geography खुद भी कर सकते हैं कोई. What the teacher will say कि कितना पानी देना है crops को? Fine. Watershed management क्या है? Interlinking of the rivers क्या है? This important topics, this is what is dichotomy. That you do believe in only one thought. And dualism is when both the thoughts will coexist. Whether nature is supreme, whether humans are supreme. Fine. This is what is known as the dualism in geography. So one dualism and dichotomy in geography अभी तक हमने पढ़ा है is regional geography, Ritter, versus systematic geography. Systematic means general geography. General geography means world geography. किसका नाम आना चाहिए? Immanuel Kant. Regional geography में किससे शुरुआत होनी चाहिए? Ritter से. Though it is not in the syllabus, but you should start with this because ये specifically दिया है syllabus में. Second is determinism versus possibilism. Third is human geography versus physical geography. So what do you believe? Determinism, possibilism? Possibilism. ऐसे कैसे हो सकता है? दो तीन. अच्छा आपके क्लास में I have discussed this earlier. Is right. मतलब चलो the new entry. You tell me what you believe in, possibilism or determinism? Possibilism. Why? Can we change the face of the earth? Right? By our hard work, by our scientific achievement. Can we go and settle in the moon, on the moon? Maybe yes. What is Dubai? Desert. What is Los Angeles? Desert. What is California? Desert. What is Australia? Desert. What is Norway? Cold desert, but one of the most developed countries of the world, right? So basically there is a possibilism. We all mostly believe in possibilism because possibilism gives us hope. Fine? But if you keep on, then why is the need of the electric cars? Why is the need of mask? Why the ocean levels are rising? Why the climate is changing? Why don't we go and settle, because itna zyada population hai, why don't we go decide and go and settle in Antarctica? Why don't we go and settle in Mount Everest? वहाँ पे तो कोई disturb करने भी नहीं आएगा, right? So actually it has to be a balance of both, and therefore Australian School of Geography gave the concept of neo-determinism. Neo-determinism. Man can do everything, but the limits will be set by the nature. Understanding? This is what is the neo-determinism. New determinism, the third school of geography. No. These are two paradigms. One is determinism, one is possibilism. दोनों opposite है. ना determinism है कि nature is supreme. Determinism क्या कहता है? इसलिए मैंने वो पढ़ा था. वो सब कुछ control करता है. You are just a destiny here. You are just a pawn here. That is what is the determinism. The believers of determinism. Everything is determined by nature. So if I am not working hard and if I am failing, तो hard work नहीं करेंगे, एक अंगूठी पहन लेंगे. फिर से failure, दूसरी अंगूठी आ जाएगी. Fine? Because everything is, see, it may be right, it may not be right. I am not going into that. But everything is determined by, so we all go through that phases of the life. Fine? You will also, you are maybe also be going through that phases of life or exit. कि कभी-कभी बोर हो जाते हैं, कभी-कभी we don't get success. So rather than looking in our mistakes, एक ad आ जाती है, that is अपना भविष्य जानो. We go there कि मेरे इसमें क्यों नहीं है, मेरी ग्रह दिशा कैसी है. That is what is the determinism. Possibilism says ये सब बकवास है. Work hard. Now neo-determinism is not applying to this exam. Exam में possibilism ही है. There is no determinism in this exam. Neo-determinism says कि man can do anything he wants, but limits are set by the nature. So it does not lie exactly at the center, but it is more a central school of thought, but positively tilted towards determinism. This is the center, this is the new determinism. Matlab, it accepts the supremacy of the nature, but also gives the man some power. Fine? And iska, one of the biggest iska thinker, this was given by Griffith Taylor. जिसने कहा nature or man is like a traffic light controller. लाल बत्ती है तो man has to stop. Nature, if it gives red signals, man will have to stop. If the nature gives the green signals, man will have to continue. Fine? And therefore, the neo-determinism school gave rise to the concept of Club of Rome. A group of eminent scientists, a group of eminent personalities who were against the that time's government, and they used to meet together, which is known as the Club of the Rome, a secret organization which gave rise to limits to growth theory. ये अब 5th chapter में गए. ये वैसे thought में है, but in UPSC it has been mentioned in the models and theories. That is the limits to growth theory. These are 6 to 7 runnings on the computer model. How if human beings will do anything, human beings are going to die. So in the first case, there is enough food, and because of the food, there is enough rise in the population, and because of the rise in the population, there is sudden rise in population, there is a food shortage, and humans being are dying. Second alternative, because of the rise in the food, rise in the population, in the first case, because of shortage of food, human beings will focus on industrial development. Because they focus on industrial development, सारा पैसा चला जाएगा in the development of industries, and because of the money invested in the development of industries, there will be no capital in agriculture, and therefore production will drastically fall, and by 2100 human beings will die. Exact date भी बताई है उन्होंने, 2100 there will be extinction, mass extinction. मतलब सब नहीं मरेंगे, 20-30% बचेंगे, बाकी there will be mass extinction. In the third scenario, now because there is industrial revolution and the food production has fallen, maybe we'll learn from our mistakes and we will increase the food production. This increase in the food production will come with fertilizers and pesticides, and therefore human beings will die, not due to food shortage but due to pollution, due to cancer. Understanding? In the fourth scenario, we don't increase we manage to control the fertilizers and pesticides, and we start increasing the industrial revolution, but human beings are dying due to air pollution because of sudden rise in the industrial revolution. In the fifth scenario, you will control the industrial pollution, you will control the pesticides and fertilizers, but there will be so much population that human beings will die due to poverty. There will be social war, fine, or there will be world war. In the sixth scenario, seventh scenario, यही repeat होगा, and lastly we are going to die due to climate change. ये हमारी theory है, and due to the limits to the growth theory, United Nations became very much aware, and इसीलिए United Nations ने 1987 में a commission on sustainable development form किया, which is known as Bertland Commission, and came the concept of sustainable development. इसके बाद 1992 में रियो अर्थ समिट, इसके बाद 1995 में Kyoto Protocol. Understanding? So we are living in which era? We are living in the era of neo-determinism, and what is the contribution of the neo-deterministic school to geography is this. Understanding? Are you understanding the flow chart? So सबसे पहले pre-modern वो सब भूल जाओ, even if you don't remember, forget it. Start with Darwin. Darwin से Ratzel and Davis, physical, human and political geography. Ratzel से school becomes determinism. Davis is not saying anything. It becomes determinism. उसका followers in USA, उसका followers in Germany. उसके opposite is the possibilism. दोनों का झगड़ा neo-determinism. Neo-determinism से this thing came. Fine? So, first mathematical geography, second physical geography. Is there change from mathematical to physical geography? That is from the classical geography of Greeks and Romans. Did Arabs focus on the physical geography? Yes or no? That is the first paradigm shift in the geography. Paradigm shift means change in the focus. Fine? From the classical geography, did the focus shifted on physical geography? Physical geography say was the focus shifted on determinism. Determinism आया with the publication of Darwin. That is the second paradigm shift in geography. Third paradigm shift in geography came with possibilism. And फिर दोनों का झगड़ा सॉल्व किया. That is not a paradigm shift. Neo-determinism is not a paradigm shift. So अभी तक मैंने आपको कितने paradigms बताए geography के? 3. Fine? This is a part of syllabus. Right? Then over the period of time, whether the geography is regional geography following Lablache, or whether the geography is a systematic geography, that is general geography following the German school, was controversial. And as a result of this, just regional geography के थे, the people who were studying the regional geography said that geography should be able to describe different parts of the world, and you should be able to compare and make an analysis. This gave rise to the regional geography. Those started studying Himalayas, they started studying India, soils, etc. Fine. जो जनरल ज्योग्राफी के फॉलोअर्स थे, द पीपल हु आर स्टडिंग द जनरल ज्योग्राफी सेड कि इफ ज्योग्राफी इज रीजनल ज्योग्राफी, close down the geography, because there is no need of subject known as geography. Understanding? Because if there has to be a subject or there has to be a science, ये सब हमें लिखना है एग्जाम में. So बाद में भी मैं पढ़ूंगा, but I am giving you an overview of the topic. Because if the geography has to be systematic or scientific, there has to be laws. There has to be its own body of literature. There has to be its own research and own scholars. Fine? And you tell me, if you are studying Andhra, if you are studying Maharashtra, if you are studying Uttarakhand, if you are studying USA, if you are studying India, can you make general laws like pressure belts and winds, jet streams, or plate tectonics and the origin of mountains? ऐसे नहीं है, आप एक एरिया को फोकस करोगे. And therefore regional geography does not allow general law making in geography. Fine? But systematic geography allows for law making. And that time the French school was very popular. And because of the dominance of the regional geography in geography, Harvard में geography department was closed down. बंद हो गया सब्जेक्ट geography. ये 1940s की बात है. Fine? Because they said there is no need of the subject known as geography, because it borrows from any subject, it does not have anything, and if it is not making any general laws etc., what is the need of geography? This famous debate is known as Schaffer-Hatshorn debate, and ये है इन किताबों की. This is good about this book, that is there is entire chapter on the Schaffer-Hatshorn debate. Fine? This you won't find in Majid Hussain, but इतना डिटेल में पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं. The Schaffer-Hatshorn debate, from regional exceptionalism to generalization and theory building. This is what I said. Fine? So as a result of this, the geographers who lost their job, or the people who were basically interested in geography, thought no, we should have a general geography. General geography के लिए what has to be there? Law making. Law making के लिए what you should know? You should know the facts. You should know how the facts work, and then you should prove it. And as a result of this, they started generalizing and getting the facts. As they started generalizing and getting the facts, geography was influenced by positivism. Third paradigm shift in geography. Fourth paradigm shift in geography. 6 है paradigm shift geography में. So what is positivism? I'll read this. We have now come to this part of our book. Tell me, what is positivism? What is positivistic philosophy? Positivism is against romanticism. What is romanticism? Speculation. What is positivism? Facts. So कोई भी science is romanticism और positivism. Positivism. Facts है तो वो सच है. Facts नहीं है तो सब झूठ है. Understanding? So positivist school of thinking is the school of science in which there is no scope for speculation. They say anything that can be proved by facts is true, anything that cannot be proved by facts is all false. They say man is a rational animal, thinking animal, and there is no scope for facts. There is no scope for, there is no scope for the speculation in geography. And positivism came in geography, the biggest paradigm shift in geography, what is known as quantitative revolution. The era of theory and models in geography. And this enriched the subject to such an extent that geography became one of the biggest subjects. इसलिए syllabus हमारा बढ़ गया. Understanding? अगर ये part होता ही नहीं geography में, तो I would not have got a job somewhere. Fine. Secondly, अगर ये part होता नहीं geography में, our syllabus would have finished. So this is the theory model building, which is our entire chapter 5. So like geomorphology, ये जो part है, this chapter thought is the base of the subject. Understanding? And this comes in industrial location theory. This comes in the economic theory. This comes in the trade theory. This comes in the urban planning theory. This comes in model buildings of the theory. And as a result of this, there was extreme focus on the model building with focus that every man is an economic man. I use many times in the word GS the concept of an economic man. What do you mean by economic man? You are an economic individual, if I say. What does it mean, economic individual? See, we are doing arts, Abhi. So economic man also has a meaning. What do you mean by economic man? Economic man means rational, thinking individual who always takes decisions after analyzing all inputs. Fine? So man is an economic man. वो सोचेगा कि if this is the land, how this land should be utilized. If this is the distance away from the land, how this should be utilized. If this is the region and if you want to set up a shop or a market, how you are going to utilize. So if the government sets up the market like this, if it divides the areas into this way, fine. And if you are setting up a shop here, you are going into the loss. If this is the market, this is an area which I have divided into the circles. And if I divide this area into the circles and if I set up a market here, this is the marketplace A, this is marketplace B, this is marketplace C, D, E, F, they will be in the loss. Why? Because for a person who is standing, who is here, वो A में भी जा सकता है, वो B में भी जा सकता है. Who is at this circle, who is in this region, he can go here also, he can go here also. So you are not properly utilizing the resources. Similarly, because there is overlap. So geography says to avoid the overlap, always make sure that planning region should be divided into hexagonal shapes. So there is no overlap. And if you are here, fine, आपको equal distance है सब जगह या नहीं? Even if you are having an equal distance, you should always set up business in such a way that most of the small places will be available here, but यहाँ पे होना चाहिए, or the farthest places, or if you are setting up a shop here, it should be such that person is forced to travel this extra distance because he wants that goods and services. So if you are setting up an normal grocery store and if you are setting up a place here, this person will not be interested. But if you are opening an Ferrari ka showroom, he will travel the extra distance. Or if you are opening a very big mall like Walmart, like Big Bazaar, like D-Mart, he will travel an extra distance. So look always. There are no D-Marts in Delhi, but look in Mumbai, D-Mart is always located outside the major city center. And लोग जाएंगे क्योंकि महीने में एक बार जाएंगे, because there are sale. Understanding? This is just an example of an quantitative revolution. And the last paradigm shift in geography occurred when the concept of behavioralism came. Behavioral geography came. This behavioral geography was against the quantitative geography. Behavioral geography said man is never a rational thinking individual, but man is which will take satisficing, there is no spelling mistake in this, fine, this will take satisficing decisions, means he will weigh all the options and जिसमें उसको ठीक लगा वो करेगा, and satisficing decisions will be taken on what information आप देते हो उसके दिमाग में, how he filters that information and how he takes the output, and this is feedback mechanism. क्या आ गया geography में? Systems analysis. Man is always a satisficing decision. I will not go to Antarctica even if someone is giving me maybe 10 crores a month, 20 crores a month. कोई नहीं जाएगा. You feel you will go, नहीं जाओगे. Fine? उस करोड़ का करोगे क्या? आके आओगे 35 plus जवानी निकल जाएगी, right? You can do nothing, then you will get slip disc, etc. 35 plus is end of life, right? So what person will do? Person will think है दिल्ली में at least I am getting some XYZ rupees, my family is there, my this is there. We always take satisficing decisions. Understanding? So came the behavioral geography. Behavioral geography के बाद एक last paradigm shift in geography, that is the modern. That is why I asked you, you are in the post-truth world. That is what is the modern geography. Behavioral geography was more or less scientific, और ये modern geography कहता है ये quantitative revolution जो है, it came in Europe. Quantitative revolution is for optimum location, for optimum production, for the best profits, and therefore you should know that quantitative revolution was brought by capitalists, and they brought in a system of governance which is known as democracy. Capitalism का ही है democracy, and as a result of this, these people were against the exploitation by the Europeans, by the capitalism. And this is either known as radical geography, this is either known as Marxist geography, not that important for us. This is either known as environmentalism, this is either known as environmental geography, this is either known as welfare geography, and this is either known as feminist geography. ये सारे short note के questions हैं, सब easy है. Getting it? एक flow chart बन गया. What does the quantitative revolution says? There is no time for speculation, बकवास है ये सब, entertainment है सब. आपका काम है काम करना, घर पे जाना, सोना, फिर से आगे lecture लेना, घर पे जाना, सोना. You are getting the money for that. You are not supposed to enjoy. Fine? Behavioralism कहता है time पे आना कि नहीं ये मेरा filter करेगा. That is for you 2:30 is 2:30. But for my mind, 2:30 is 2:45. Fine? That is what is the behavioralism. It depends upon the filter. Radicalism कहता है सब बकवास है. Fine? This entire system is wrong. You should burn it, throw it away, and destroy it. But to be replaced by what after destroying? It has no solution. Because it comes from the school of geography, which is known as Marxism. Marxism will tell you this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. You should destroy it, you should bring a revolution. But after revolution, what? That has no answer in Marxism. Fine? It will always talk about bringing, that is the idea of left ideology. There may be people who will be following left. There are no solutions for left. Left अच्छा लगता है only till the age of 28, 29. Fine? Because इनकलाब जिंदाबाद तब तक अच्छा लगता है. Once your muscles etc. become tired, there is no इनकलाब जिंदाबाद. Fine? So, fine? And बाकी welfare geography also comes from Marxism, but welfare geography कहता है removal of poverty. वेलफेयर जोग्राफी इज़ वेरी गुड जोग्राफी. वो कहता है सिटीज़ में गार्डन्स होने चाहिए. फाइन. सिटीज़ में देयर शुड बी लिविंग स्पेसेस. वेलफेयर जोग्राफी हैज़ कम अप विद द कंसेप्ट ऑफ पर्सनल स्पेस कि हाउस कितना होना चाहिए, कितनी डेंसिटी होनी चाहिए पॉपुलेशन की, हाउ मच शुड बी द स्पेस बिटवीन द टू पीपल सो दैट दे डोंट फील थ्रेटेंड, दे डोंट फील दिस थिंग. दैट इज़ व्हाट इज़ द वेलफेयर जोग्राफी. क्लियर? फाइन. So there is no theory, etc. Nothing here. Clear? So we'll meet tomorrow then. Feminist geography on females. Feminism किस पे होगा?